Let's take a look at the grading of day one free agency, CBS Sports. They grade the Browns with a B based on Okonkwo and Dalvin Tomlinson re-signing Ethan Posick. And I would agree with that. And again, I know some of the fans are upset that there weren't bigger named guys, but I don't think they needed the bigger name guys, Jeff. I think they looked for specific skill sets and scheme fits. They're going to play that wide nine. How do these guys fit into that wide nine technique?
For Okonkwo, this should be a really, really solid matchup. And I know a lot of people, they're starting the end. He's coming in. Look how cheap he got him. I think the Browns' ideal plan is that maybe he doesn't even start. I think they would like Alex Wright to continue the growth path he's on. Certainly much bigger at 6'5", north of 260 than Okonkwo was. But Okonkwo, from week 7 on last year in the 2022 season, when he was, given the starting job down in Houston, he was the 6th overall rated edge player, in the NFL according to PFF. So, you get a player like that. Was an All-American, was a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year formerly at Oklahoma. 6'2", 250, kind of an oddball size-wise. He's not really as, tall as ideally as you would like playing the edge position, which probably led to him getting drafted in the 5th round. And he ran a 40 in the 4.7s. So you got to work your way through the NFL. Got himself to a great spot, obviously, with the Los Angeles Rams to begin his career. Found a way, to piggyback off Von Miller for some success, get into a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl last year. And I think for me, this is kind of what's really impressive. With Houston last year, everybody kind of knew the situation. Here was a team that was just absolutely tanking, with eyes towards getting the number 1 overall pick. And here was a guy, Okonkwo, who basically, I'm playing for a multi-year contract. I want guaranteed money. So he had to go out in a situation that wasn't the best situation to succeed. And he certainly did just that. We talk all the time about, what Myles Garrett can do for other guys as far as, opening up opportunities. Okonkwo's certainly been able to piggyback off players in the past. And for the wide nine, at his size, at his ability to, not just use one pass rush move, his ability to counter rush move if he needs to, he's going to be a solid fit for this team. And the Browns, look, it's been a lot of young guys that they brought in on the D-line. And, we have mentioned this before. You've got to self-scout yourself after a while, like what's working, what's not working. Their ability to either evaluate rookies and draft them or develop them, it has not worked to this point. So, their hand was kind of, forced that they had to go out and basically find guys that have proven in this league, because they can't just keep having these same situations come up and especially, which would be now year 4 of the way this regime is. And the other thing is, we're going to bring in a guy like Jim Schwartz to be your defensive coordinator, who's always been a huge proponent of building his defense from the front to the back and not get him some established, I don't want to say star power, but established solid guys in the league who have proven themselves. And the first 2 they've gotten off the bat so far certainly should help a Jim Schwartz defense.
Does Tomlinson fit into that scheme as well? I mean, in this, with the 2 ends that you have, and you can throw right in there, if your defensive tackles win one-on-one battles, they're going to get some sacks.
Well, that's another thing that Myles Garrett's going to do for you as well. Obviously, if he's going to push the quarterback up in the pocket, your bigger guys are there. But I think the biggest thing for Tomlinson is the versatility between the 1 technique and the 3 technique. They can now go out and bring in somebody else. It also works on how he pairs with whoever is currently on the roster and how they remain. But I think the fact that, you look at Tomlinson and maybe, not the overall star power of a Fletcher Cox or, certainly, players had in the past like Ndamukong Suh who have excelled more in pass rush. They needed somebody that could essentially get this team to 2nd and long and 3rd and long. And Dalvin Tomlinson should be that guy. Would they give him opportunities to rush the passer? Yes. But, and Alex Wright could also kick inside. Myles Garrett can also kick inside. You have Okonkwo, you have Isaiah Thomas. So we're more than positive another edge is going to be brought in, whether it's through free agency in the draft. Just giving yourself options. Jim Schwartz likes to go 7, 8, 9 deep at the defensive line position, likes to rotate his guys in and out. They just didn't have the bodies when he took the job. Now you're starting to get closer and maybe seeing it all come to fruition. And, Jim Schwartz kind of getting something that should, work with what his vision is for defense.